LANTITE is the literacy and numeracy test for initial teaching education students. It is 2 tests, a literacy and numeracy test, aimed at ensuring that teaching students have a minimum level of literacy and numeracy as determined by the government to be able to be teachers.
So what it is every single education student in Australia has to take this test to be able to get their license for teaching. It started in 2016 and it's a really good way to get teachers up to date with their literacy and numeracy skills for when they start teaching.
So I would say LANTITE is more similar to NAPLAN than QCS. You don't have to write any essays, which is really nice, but it's got a lot of literacy questions, a lot of numeracy questions, and there's even a non-calculator section in it. It's to a year 10 level, so just imagine NAPLAN, but to year 10 instead, and that's what you're looking at for LANTITE.
I think it's very similar to NAPLAN as well. It's not similar to QCS. It's just a test of your literacy and numeracy skills. It's not a test of like how well you can write essays and problem solve and stuff like that. It's more just literacy and numeracy.
All of the questions are multiple choice. There's a couple short answer questions, but it's just find which word, stuff like find which word is misspelt in this sentence and rewrite it out with the correct spelling.
So I definitely prepared for the test. I didn't go overboard. I just did the online practice tests and that was enough for me. That's what I would recommend to people that ask me the same thing, just to do the online test. It's just on the website, really easy, probably takes an hour or so, and it's just good to get an idea of it, and then you can see where you need to improve as well.
I purchased a NAPLAN Year 9 literacy and numeracy sort of booklet, and I worked on that for a couple of weeks because I wasn't sure, but you can also go onto EdSoc online because they also have practice questions on there too.
There is 130 questions total over the 2 tests. Each test gets 65 questions, and for the numeracy test, of those 65 questions, 52 are calculator based and 13 are non-calculator based. Essentially the calculator gets users on the screen, so that goes away, and once you moved on to the non-calculator section, you can't actually go back to the calculator section at all.
So all up, you get 2 hours on each test, so 4 hours in total, 2 hours for literacy, 2 hours for numeracy. ASA recommends spending 90 to 95 minutes on the calculator section of the numeracy test and 25 to 30 on the non-calculator section. Keeping in mind you shouldn't rush the calculator section because once you go to the non-calculator section, you can't go back.
So again, it doesn't have a specific time when you should take it. I did mine in my first year just to get it out of the way. Also, it gives me room in case I failed and I had to do it again. I know some classes make you do it as a hurdle in first year, and I know that some people leave it for the last year. So it's up to when you want to do it. Education degrees help you prepare for it in certain ways. So if you want to wait until you kind of get the gist of uni, you can do that. Otherwise, you can get it out of the way and hopefully you pass.
So you can only take the test a maximum of 3 times on your own volition, so you can take it 3 times without getting permission, but for your 4th and 5th attempts, 5 is the maximum you're allowed. You have to get special written permission from your university and show LANTITE and ASA that you are actually working to better your results on the test before they'll let you retake it.
So if you live in a rural area or you're stuck overseas because of COVID, or you just don't want to take the test in person, there is the option of taking it online through the Proctor-U, which means you can take it at home while a supervisor watches you through your webcam do the test just to make sure you're not cheating. You do also have the option of going in person to do the test.
If you live in not a remote area, then you can go and take it in person.
But the test is done on a computer?
Yeah, it's done digitally on a computer. It's not in any written form. Within the test you can have a bit of scrap paper and you're allowed to write on it and do all your calculations and everything.
So because the test is designed to determine your level of literacy skills and numeracy skills, they don't determine if you pass or fail based on the concrete number of questions you have to get right. Instead, it depends on the type and level of difficulty of the questions that you do get right. So the test results are given in 3 different band levels, and to pass you need to be at least a band level 2 or above. Each question in the test is given a band level based on their difficulty and skills involved in reaching the correct answer. So, for example, on the reading comprehension questions of the literacy test, your band 1 questions are going to be your right there questions where the answer's right in the text. To pass and get a band 2, you'll need to answer slightly harder questions which involve putting together different pieces of information from the text and inferring. If you would like to know the specific marking criteria and example questions for each band and skill, a link to the marking criteria document will be in the description of this video, as well as other helpful links to practice tests and more common questions about the tests answered by EdSoc. From all of us at the team at EdSoc, we wish you the very best on completing this milestone through your teaching journey. Good luck!